Hello. Hello, hello, hello. How is everyone? Is everyone good today? I hope so. I'm good because I got my tea warmer. Yeah, Sen will crash quite fast. No doubt in that. So yeah. Oh, that was nice. So yeah, since last I have had too much to do. Can't you remember? Oh yeah, um, I didn't stream last Saturday because I had an allergic reaction. Very nice or something. And the Sunday I was out eating with the family. Hi Frankie, hi, welcome in. Oh, but yes, I am thinking about making this bonbon with ear and all, um, in a piece of plywood, so I can put it on front of my mic. I think that would be cute, but I need to get it drawn first, and then I made these. Oh my god, you can't see anything here. Sorry, they need to be upside down. They are ugly, but they're cute. I need to redo them though, so I can get it to look properly. I just need to figure out how. Yeah, I was thinking that, but I need to print it again to for it um to do that. And it was quite rust through when I made them last time because they were about to close. Huh. So yeah, but I'm thinking a little bit because I have gotten these plastic cards. If I should make something on those, like a royal shield or something. I think it could be fun, but I don't know. Maybe not. And then I also found out I need to um, get my PC changed or upgraded, as you would say, because it's 5 years old already, apparently. So yeah, that's kind of mad. Oh, it's only 4.5 year old. Um, but yeah, Windows have fucked me over. So yay! I can't update it to Windows 10 because it doesn't have this little stupid chip in it. And that annoys me. So yeah, we will see if I can find another way around. Because I can't do um, two systems. It will fuck me with my brain. And they forced upgraded my laptop. So that was kind of sucky. Yeah, we will see. We will see. Hmm. Oh yeah, and this Wednesday I'm going bookbinding again. And maybe I can show you the book next Sunday. But we will see if I can or if I can't. I hope to make some books. And I actually found like I found something that I really like, which is basically um it's basically just leather work. And I think that I actually think that's nice to look at. Just having different kinds of leather work and then having something imprinted in the leather or having something painted on it or something. But we will see. I think it's gonna I think it's gonna be okay. Yeah. Oh, that was nice. But I made a somewhat artist drawing book, and I'm thinking about giving it away to someone. But yeah, a lot of thoughts, not enough brain. Mm. Oh. But again, we will see if if it goes the way I want, because I also need supplies and a lot of other shit for it. So it's just a lot. Oh yeah, and I have an exam in less than 3 weeks. So that's gonna be nice. Yay. I fucking hate exams. Mostly because I'm just forced to sit still all the fluffing time. And that's hard. So yeah, we will see. But yes, today we are gonna read the next chapter called Chapter 10 of the second book of Lord of the Rings. So that's gonna be interesting to see what what Tolkien had in store for us in this chapter. Eh. But yeah, we are gonna start now. Hi, back. Hi, Earthling. So yeah, we will see a lot of things, hopefully. I would rather be on my back. Oh yeah, nobody told me I forgot the music. Seems we have had that we have. I think we are on this one. Do we have anything? Why is there no music? Someone have fluffed up my things. I have no music. 2 seconds. There we go. Much better. Apparently, Spotify made a change in how other programs read it. But is the music at a proper level, or do I need to turn it down? Because it seems a little high to me. Is that better? I hope so. Good. So I have my teacup. Hi, Sika. Hi. Um, I have my teacup on my cup warmer. I have a soda and I have water. So it should be good for hydrating. Yay! Oh yeah, and don't forget to look at this. What? Yes, thank you. Whew. I wasn't sure if it was gonna work. We have our lovely stickers. And I'm thinking about starting a promotion soon. With free shipping. That should take a bit off the expense. I hope. So yeah. Okay. Chapter 10. The Voice of Saruman. They passed through the ruined tunnel and stood upon a heap of stones, gazing at the dark rock of Orthanc and its many windows, a menace still in the desolation that lay all about it. The waters had now nearly all subsided. Here and there gloomy pools remained, covered with scum and wreckage. But most of the wide circle was bare again. A wilderness of slime and tumbled rock, pitted with blackened holes, and dotted with posts and pillars, leaning drunkenly this way and that. At the rim of the shattered bowl, there lay vast mounds and slopes, like the shingles cast up by a great storm, and beyond them the green and tangled valley ran up the long ravine between the dark arms of the mountains. Across the waste they saw riders picking their way. They were coming from the north side, and already they were drawing near to Orthanc. "There's Gandalf, and Theoden and his men," said Legolas. "Let us go and meet them." "Walk warily," said Merry. "There are loose slabs that may tilt up and throw you down into a pit if you don't take care." They followed what was left on of the road from the gates to Orthanc, going slowly, for the flagstones were cracked and slimed. The rider, seeing them approach, halted under the shadow of the
I'm
rock
late. I'm
and
late.
waited for them. "Mike, hi! Hi!" And thank you for the sub. Thank you. And you subscribe for 6 months in advance. Thank you, Mike. Thank you. Appreciate it. And yes, we are very scary. Very scary. um, the rider, seeing them approach, halted under the shadow of the rock and waited for them. Gandalf rode forward to meet them. "So how is Satis, Moiko? Moiki, 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 Moiki. Moiki Mo." I hope Satis is doing it well. Is Satis treating you well? I hope so. I like Satisfactory. It's a great game. And the fun thing is, I actually use it in school. It's kind of fucked, but I actually use it to explain things in school to some of the other students. It's a great tool for visualization of the logistics chain. It's damn great for that. But yeah, this first year is gonna be. I think it's gonna be quite boring, to be honest. That's the issue with having a lot of experience. Things get boring sometimes. Because half of the things they're talking about, I already know. So yeah. But I hope that I can go and be at the National Defense or the Ministry of Defense Supply Divisions, something something where they buy all the things for the army and defense and such. 100%. Good night, Sen. Go sleep. Night night. I 100% would be. But it would be fun. Yeah, that would be fun. Oh yeah, Mike, have you heard that the Swedes want to be connected to our um, metro system in Copenhagen? They want a tunnel beneath uh, the path of water between us as a secondary route. Imagine taking the. Yeah, exactly. My thought was just like, what the fuck? I don't want Swedes here. I'm very well with them going over the bridge, but allowing them into our city center just like that? What the fuck? Yeah, I'm quite sad. I only have one mochi left. I like my mochi. I need to find them again. If I could, I would stack up on mochi. It tastes very nicely. You want Danes? What? Why do you want Danes? They are weird. A nice. What? Everything? What you say to me? Yeah, you're sus. You are sus. Okay. Well, Treebeard and I have had some interesting discussions and made a few plans, he said. And we have all had some much needed rest. Now we must be going on again. I hope you companions have all rested too and refreshed yourself. You Americans are fluffing weird. Okay, sorry to say, but if you are gonna have the pastry or wienerbröd, as we call it, you either have cream in it, like cake cream, or you have raspberry jam. You are allowed to, but that's not a fluffing Danish, or what the fuck you guys chose to call them. Cake cream or raspberry jam. That's the only two allowed things. Nothing else. If you go beyond that, it's not a Danish. Because if it needs to be called Danish, it should be made the way the Danish people make them. And that's cream and raspberry jam. Not strawberry, not apricot, raspberry. Or cream. Just no. I know. I know how they feel. But jeez, what the fuck have you done with the pastry? Yeah, what the fluff? What the fuck? This is what they call a Danish. Where in the fluff have they filled up? Are they just... What the fuck? This is a Danish. Cream and raspberry. Just fluff no. How fluffing weird. Puffy pastries filled with raspberry swirled cream cheese, otherwise known as the raspberry cream cheese Danish. The only fucking Danish which is getting creamed is gay men and women. They should be round. Or actually, they shouldn't be round. It's more like a what the fuck are they called? Those with 8. It's more like 8 points around. Yes, he has. Mike has definitely heard me off stream. Welcome in, Nike. Hi. An octagon. Yeah, thank you. They should look like octagons. So yeah, Ike, I bullied the troll into taking good care of the carrot for everyone. I told her she couldn't pet the bunny. So now she's forced to give you your carrots. So yes. Carrots! Woohoo! Okay. We have, said Mary, but our discussions began and ended in smoke. Still we feel less ill-disposed towards Saruman than we did. Do you indeed? Said Gandalf. Well, I do not. I have now a last task to do before I go. I must pay Saruman a farewell visit. Dangerous and probably useless, but it must be done. Those of you who wish may come with me, but be aware, and do not jest. This is not the time for it. I will come, said Gimli. I wish to see him and learn if he really looks like you. And how will you learn that, Master Dwarf? Said Gandalf. Saruman could look like me in your eyes, if it suited his purpose with you. And are you yet wise enough to detect all his counterfeits? Well, we should see. Perhaps. He may be shy of showing himself before many different eyes together, but I have ordered all the ends to remove themselves from sight. So perhaps we shall persuade him to come out? What's the danger? Asked Pippin. Will he shoot at us or pour fire out of the windows? Or can he put a spell on us from a distance? The last one is most likely, if you ride to his door with a light heart, said Gandalf. But there's no knowing what he can do, or may choose to try. A wild beast cornered is not safe to approach, and Saruman has powers you do not guess. Beware of his voice. The cogs, just the plasters of the plates. That's what Bilbo Baggins hate. Matt, even better the better Matt. Sacked down on every door. That's it out also roll. That's what Bilbo Baggins hates. He's here. Thank you for the dance. It's nice to see a little dance. So, Aiki, how have you been? I am very glad to hear that. That is very good to hear. Oh yeah, Aiki, have you seen my stickers for my earplugs? But I wanna redo them so I can get one of them more like put up, and so the edges are actually clean. But yes, I like them very much. The original paint was falling off, so I was like, what should I do? I have two choices: just let them be, or make some cute stickers. And of course, it had to be bunny stickers. And I'm actually thinking about um, getting something engraved at the top of it, like up here. So yeah, I think they're cute. Oh yeah. I should sit upright. Bring my chair a little bit back. Nice. There we go. Okay. Where did we get to? We got to there. Oh yeah, Ike, have you seen my stickers? Yes, it's very cute. Very cute. Earthling, can you try to put in the command for the stickers? No, for the stickers, Earthling. The command for the stickers. No, no. The one I used earlier to show. Okay. Exclamation mark merge. Thank you. In there you can see all the stickers I have, and I will soon run a promotion on them. So yeah. I think I will run it maybe next week. Yeah, I think next week. From this Sunday and until the following Sunday. I think I will run a promotion there. Aren't they amazing? Ike, I like them. They're really cute. So as you could see, there is a couple of sizes. Danger Bonbon. Yes. I think it's 4 sizes there is. 3 at the single ones and 1 with 2 of each, which is smaller than the smallest of the single ones. Earthling, can you write me on Discord um, just to remind me to make a promo for the shop? Because if I know myself right, I will probably forget half of it. So yeah. It would be quite lovely if you could. Okay, and now back to reading. They came now to the foot of Orthink. It was black, and the rock gleamed as if it were wet. The many faces of the stone had sharp edges, as though they had been newly chiseled. a few scorings, and small flake-like splinters near the base were all the marks that it bore of the fury of the Ents. On the eastern side, in the angle of two piers, there was a great door, high above the ground, and over it was a shuttered window, opening upon a balcony hedged with iron bars. Up to the threshold of the door there mounted a flight of 27 broad stairs, hewn by some unknown art of the same black stone. This was the only entrance to the tower, but many tall windows were cut with deep embrasures in the climbing walls. Far up they peered like little eyes in the sheer faces of the horns. At the foot of the stairs, Gandalf and the king dismounted. "I will go up," said Gandalf. "I have been in Orthanc, and I know my peril. And I will go too, and I too will go up," said the king. "I am old, and fear no peril any more. I wish to speak with the enemy who has done me so much wrong. Irma shall come with me, and see that my aged feet do not falter." "As you will," said Gandalf. "Aragorn shall come with me. Let the others await us at the foot of the stairs. They will hear and see enough, if there is anything to hear or see." "Nay," said Gimli, "Legolas and I wish for a closer view. We alone here represent our kindreds. We also will come behind." "Come then," said Gandalf, and with that he climbed the steps, and Theoden went beside him. The riders of Rohan sat uneasily upon their horses on either side of the stair, and looked up darkly at the great tower, fearing what might befall their lord. Merry and Pippin sat on the bottom step, feeling both unimportant and unsafe. "Half a sticky mile from here to the gate," muttered Pippin. "I wish I could slip off back to the guardroom unnoticed. What did we come for? We're not wanted." Gandalf stood before the door of Orthanc and beat on it with his staff. It rang a hollow sound. "Saruman, Saruman," he cried in a loud commanding voice. "Saruman, come forth." For some time there was no answer. At last the window above the door was unbarred, but no figure could be seen at its dark opening. "Who is it?" said the voice. "What do you wish?" Theoden started. "I know that voice," he said, "and I curse the day when I first listened to it. Go fetch Saruman, since you have become his footman." "Grimmer Wormtongue," said Gandalf, "and do not waste our time." The window closed. They waited. Suddenly another voice spoke, low and melodious. Its very sound an enchantment. Those who listened unwarily to that voice could seldom report the words that they heard, and if they did, they wondered for a little power remained in them. Mostly they remembered only that it was a delight to hear the voice speaking. All that it said seemed wise and reasonable, and desire awoke in them by swift agreement to seem wise themselves. When others spoke, they seemed harsh and uncowed by contrast, and if they gainsaid the voice, anger was kindled in their hearts of those under the spell. For some the spell lasted only while this voice spoke to them, and when it spoke to another they smiled. as men do as men do who see through a juggler's trick while others gape at it. For many, the sound of the voice alone was enough to hold them enthralled, but for those whom it conquered the spell endured when they were far away, and ever they heard that soft voice whispering and urging them. But none were unmoved, none rejected its pleas and its commands without an effort of mind and will, so long as its master had control of it. Well, it said now with gentle question, why must you disturb my rest? Will you give me no peace at all by night or day? Its tone was that of a kindly heart aggrieved by injuries undeserved. They looked up, astonished for they had heard no sound of his coming, and they saw a figure standing at the rail, looking down upon them, an old man, swathed in great cloak, the color of which was not easy to tell, for it changed if they moved their eyes or if he stirred. His face was long, with a high forehead. He had deep darkling eyes, hard to fathom, though the look that they now bore was grave and benevolent, and little wary. His hair and beard were white, but strands of black still showed about his lips and ears, like and yet unlike, muttered Gimli. But come now, said the soft voice. Two at least of you I know by name. Gandalf I know too well to have much hope that he seeks help or counsel here. But you, Theoden, Lord of the Mark of Rohan, are declared by your noble devices, and still more by the fair countenance of the House of Earl, O worthy son of Thingol the thrice renowned. Why have you not come before and as a friend? Much have I desired to see you, mightiest king of western lands, and especially in these latter years, to save you from the unwise and evil counsels that beset you. Is it yet too late? Despite the injuries that have been done to me, in which the men of Rohan, alas, have had some part, still I would save you and deliver you from the ruin that draws nigh inevitably. Eh, if you ride upon this road which you have taken, indeed I alone can aid you. Theoden opened his mouth as if to speak, but he said nothing. He looked up at the face of Saruman, with his dark, solemn eyes bent down upon him, and then to Gandalf at his side, and he seemed to hesitate. Gandalf made no sign, but stood silent as stone, as one waiting patiently for some call that has not come yet. The riders stirred at first, murmuring with approval of the words of Saruman, and then they too were silent, as men spellbound. It seemed to them that Gandalf had never spoken so fair and fittingly to their lord. Rough and proud now seemed all his dealings with Theoden, and over their hearts crept a shadow, the fear of a great danger, the end of the mark in a darkness to which Gandalf was driving them, while Saruman stood beside a door of escape, holding it half open so that a ray of light came through. There was a heavy silence. It was Gimli the dwarf who broke in suddenly. The words of this wizard stand on their heads, he growled, gripping the handle of his axe. In the language of Orthanc, help means ruin, and saving means slaying. That is plain. But we do not come here to beg. Peace, said Saruman, and for a fleeting moment his voice was left suave, and the light flickering in his eyes, and was gone. I do not speak to you yet, Gimli, Gloin's son, he said. That was a weird phrasing. Far away is your home, and small concern of yours are the troubles of this land. But it was not by design of your own that you became embroiled in them, and so I will not blame such part as you have played. A valiant one, I doubt not. But I pray you, allow me first to speak with the King of Rohan, my neighbor and once my friend. Hmm. What have you to say, Theoden King? Will you have peace with me and all the aid that my knowledge, founded in long years, can bring? Shall we make our counsels together against evil days, and repair our injuries with such goodwill that our estates shall both come to fairer flower than ever before? Still Theoden did not answer. Whether he strove with anger or doubt none could say. Yuma spoke. Lord, hear me, he said. Now we feel the peril that we were warned of. Have we ridden forth to victory, only to stand at last amazed by an old liar with honey on his forked tongue? So would the trapped wolf speak to the hounds, if he could. What aid can he give to you, forsooth? All he desires is to escape from his plight. But will you parley with this dealer in treachery and murder? Remember Theodred at the forts, and the grave of Hammer in Helm's Deep. If we speak of poisoned tongues, what shall we say of yours, young serpent? Said Saruman, and the flash of his anger was now plain to see. But come, Eomer's son, he went on in his soft voice again. To every man his part, valor in arms is yours, and you win high honor thereby. Slay whom your lord names as enemies, and be content. Meddle not in policies which you do not understand. But maybe if you become a king, you will find that he must choose his friends with care. The friendship of Saruman and the power of Orthanc cannot be lightly thrown aside. Whatever grievances, real or fancied, may lie behind. You have won a battle, but not a war, and that would help on which you cannot count again. You may find the shadow of the wood at your own door next. It is wayward and senseless, and has no love for men. But my lord of Rohan, am I to be called a murderer because valiant men have fallen in battle? If you go to war needlessly, for I did not desire it, then men will be slain. But if I am a murderer on that account, then all the house of Earl is stained with murder. For they have fought many wars, and assailed many who defied them. Yet with some they have afterwards made peace, none the worse for being politic. I say, Theoden King, shall we have peace and friendship, you and I? It is yours to command. We will have peace, said Theoden at last thickly and with an effort. Several of the riders cried out gladly. Theoden held up his held up his hand. Yes, we will have peace, he said, now in a clear voice. We will have peace when you and all your works have perished, and the works of your dark master to whom you would deliver us. You are a liar, Saruman, and a corrupter of men's hearts. You hold out your hand to me, and I perceive only a finger of the claw of Mordor, cruel and cold. Even if your war on me was just, as it was not, for were you 10 times as wise, you would have no right to rule me or mine for your own profit as you desired. Even so, what will you say of your tortures in Westfold, and your children that lie dead there, and a huge Hammer's body before the gates of the Hornburg, after he was dead? When you hang from a gibbet at your window for the sport of your own crows, I will have peace with you and Orthanc. So much for the house of all. A lesser son of great sires am I, but I do not need to lick your fingers. Turn elsewhither. But I fear your voice has lost its charm. The riders gazed up at Theoden like men startled out of a dream. Harsh as an old raven's, their master's voice sounded in their ears after the music of Saruman. But Saruman for a while was beside himself with wrath. He leaned over the rail as if he would smite the king with his staff. To some suddenly it seemed that they saw a snake coiling itself to strike. Gibbets and crows, he hissed, and they shuddered at the hideous change. LOTR, what is the house of all but a thatched barn where brigands drink in the reek, and their brats roll on the floor among the dogs? Too long have they escaped the gibbets themselves, but the news comes slow in the drawing, tight and hard in the end. Hang if you will. Now his voice changed, and he slowly mastered himself. I know not why I have had the patience to speak with you, for I need you not, nor your little band of gallopers, as swift to fly as to advance, Theoden Horsemaster. Long ago I offered you a state beyond your merit and your wit. I have offered it again, so that those whom you mislead may clearly see the choice of roads. You give me brag and abuse, so be it. Go back to your huts. But you, Gandalf, for you at least I am grieved, feeling for your shame. How comes it that you can endure such company? For you are proud, Gandalf, and not without reason, having a noble mind and eyes that look both deep and far. Even now will you not listen to my counsel? Gandalf stirred and looked up. What have you to say that you did not say at our last meeting? He asked. Or perhaps you have things to unsay. Saruman paused. Unsay, he mused, as if puzzled. Unsay, I endeavored to advise you for your own good, but you scarcely listened. You are proud and do not love advice, having indeed a store of your own wisdom. But on that occasion you erred, I think misconstructing my intentions wilfully. I fear that in my eagerness to persuade you, I lost patience, and indeed I regret it, for I bore you no ill will, and even now I bear none, though you return to me in the company of the violent and the ignorant. How should I? Are we not both members of a high and ancient order, most excellent in Middle Earth? Our friendship would profit us both alike. Much we could still accomplish together to heal the disorders of the world. Let us understand one another and dismiss from thought these lesser folk. Let them wait on our decisions. For the common good, I am willing to redress the past and to receive you. Will you not consult with me? Will you not come up? So great was the power that Saruman exerted in his last effort that none that stood within hearing were unmoved. But now the spell was wholly different. They heard the gentle remonstrance of a kindly king with an erring but much loved minister. But they were shut out, listening at the door to words not meant for them. Ill mannered children or stupid servants overhearing the elusive discourse of their elders, and wondering how it would affect their lot. Of loftier mold, these two were made. Reverent and wise, it was inevitable that they should make alliance. Gandalf would ascend into the tower to discuss deep things beyond their comprehension in the high chambers of Orthanc. The door would be closed, and they would be left outside, dismissed to await allotted work or punishment. Even in the mind of Theoden the thought took shape, like a shadow of doubt. He will betray us, he will go, we shall be lost. Then Gandalf laughed. The fantasy vanished like a puff of smoke. Saruman, Saruman, said Gandalf, still laughing. Saruman, you missed your path in life. You should have been the king's jester, and earned your bread and stripes too, by mimicking his counselors. Ah me, he paused, getting the better of his mirth. Understand one another? I fear I am beyond your comprehension. But you, Saruman, I understand now too well. I keep a clearer memory of your arguments and deeds than you suppose. When last I visited you, you were the jailer of Mordor, and there I was to be sent. Nay, the guest who has escaped from the roof will think twice before he comes back in by the door. Nay, I do not think I will come up. But listen, Saruman, for the last time, will you not come down? Isengard has proved less strong than your hope and fancy made it. So may other things in which you still have trust. Would it not be well to leave it for a while? To turn to new things, perhaps? Think well, Saruman. Will you not come down? A shadow passed over Saruman's face. Then it went deathly white. Before he could conceal it, they saw through the mask of anguish of a mind in doubt, loathing to say, loathing to stay, and dreading to leave its refuge. For a second he hesitated, and no one breathed. Then he spoke, and his voice was shrill and cold. Pride and hate were conquering him. Will I come down? He mocked. Does an unarmed man come down to speak with robbers out of the doors? I can hear you well enough here. I am no fool, and I do not trust you, Gandalf. They do not stand openly on my stairs, but I know where the wild wood demons are lurking at your command. The treacherous are ever distrustful, answered Gandalf. Verily. But you need not fear for your skin. I do not wish to kill you or hurt you, as you would know if you really understood me. And I have the power to protect you. I am giving you a last chance. You can leave the Orthanc free if you choose. That sounds well, sneered Saruman, very much in the manner of Gandalf the Grey. So condescending, and so very kind. I do not doubt that you would find Orthanc commodities and my departure convenient. But why should I wish to leave? And what do you mean by free? There are conditions, I presume. Reasons for leaving you can say. Reasons for leaving you can see from your windows, answered Gandalf. Others will occur to your thought. Your servants are destroyed and scattered. Your neighbors you have made your enemies, and you have cheated your new master. Or tried to do so. When his eye turns hither, it will be with red eye of wrath. But when I say free, I mean free. Free from bond of command, of chain or command, to go where you will, even to Mordor, Saruman, if you desire. But you will first surrender to me the key of Orthanc, and your staff. They shall be pledges of your conduct, to be returned later if you merit them. Saruman's face grew livid, twisted with rage, and a red light was kindled in his eyes. He laughed wildly. Later, he cried, and his voice rose to a scream. Later. Yes, when you also have the keys of Barad-dûr itself, I suppose, and the crowns of 7 kings, and the rods of the 5 wizards, and have purchased yourself a pair of boots, many sizes larger than those that you wear now. A modest plan, hardly one in which my help is needed. I have other things to do. Do not be a fool. If you wish to treat with me while you have a chance, go away and come back when you are sober. And leave behind these cutthroats and small ragtag that dangle at your tail. Good day. He turned and left the balcony. Come back again. Come back, Saruman, said Gandalf in a commanding voice. To the amazement of others, Saruman turned again, as if dragged against his will. He came slowly back to the iron rail, leaning on it, breathing hard. His face was lined and shrunken. His hand clutched with his heavy black staff like a claw. I did not give you leave to go, said Gandalf sternly. I have not finished. You have become a fool, Saruman, and yet pitiable. You might still have turned away from folly and evil and have been of service, but you choose to stay and gnaw the ends of your old plots. Stay then, but I warn you, you will not easily come out again, not unless the dark hands of the East stretch out to take you. Saruman, he cried, and his voice grew in power and authority. Behold, I am not Gandalf the Grey, whom you betrayed. I am Gandalf the White, who has returned from death. You have no color now, and I cast you from the Order and from the Council. He raised his hand and spoke slowly in a clear, cold voice. Saruman, your staff is broken. There was a crack, and the staff split asunder in Saruman's hand, and the head of it fell down at Gandalf's feet. Go, said Gandalf. With a cry, Saruman fell back and crawled away. At that moment, a heavy, shining thing came hurtling down from above. It glanced off the iron rail, even as Saruman lifted, and passing close to Gandalf's head. It smote the stair on which he stood. The rail rang and snapped. The stair cracked and splintered in glittering sparks. But the ball was unharmed. It rolled on down the steps, a globe of crystal, dark but glowing with a heart of fire. As it bounded away towards a pool, Pippin ran after it and picked it up. The murderous rogue, cried Eomer. But Gandalf was unmoved. No, that was not thrown by Saruman, he said. Not even at his bidding, I think. It came from a window far above. A parting shot from Master Wormtongue, I fancy, but ill-aimed. The aim was poor, maybe because you should not make up his mind which he hated more. You or Saruman, said Aragorn. That may be so, said Gandalf. Small comfort will those two have in their companionship. They will gnaw one another with words, but the punishment is just. If Wormtongue ever comes out of Orthanc alive, it will be more than he deserves. What did he say? I'm lost. What thing? I don't know what thing he said. Yeah. Okay, let's see how many pages are left of this chapter. Okay, there's not a lot. Okay, that was actually quite a short chapter today. 137? What? I'm lost. If you try to refer to a page number, we are at 762. Oh. My bad. um I don't know how many pages are left. It looks like we are ending at 971. So it looks like we have about 200 pages left of this book. And then we have the third one. So maybe 6 or 7 times left of this book, I guess. Um, Here, my lad, I will take that. I did not ask you to handle it, he cried, turning sharply and seeing Pippin coming up to the steps, slowly as if he were bearing a great weight. He went down to meet him and hastily took the dark globe from the hobbit, wrapping it in the folds of his cloak. I will take care of this, he said. It is not a thing. I guess that Saruman would have chosen to cast away. But he may have other things to cast, said Gimli. If that is the end of the debate, let's go out of stone's throw, at least. It is the end, said Gandalf. Let us go. They moved their backs on the doors of Orthanc and went down. The riders hailed the king with joy and saluted Gandalf. The spell of Saruman was broken. They had seen him come at call and crawl away, dismissed. Well, that is done, said Gandalf. Now we must find Treebeard and tell him how things have gone. He will have guessed surely, said Merry. Were they likely to end any other way? Not likely, answered Gandalf, though they came to the balance of a hair. But I had reasons for trying, some merciful and some less so. First, Saruman was shown that the power of his voice was waning. He cannot be both tyrant and counselor. When the plot is ripe, it remains no longer secret. Yet he fell into the trap and tried to deal with his victims piecemeal, while others listened. Then I gave him a last choice and a fair one, to renounce both Mordor and his private schemes and make amends by helping us in our need. He knows our need none better. Great service he could have rendered, but he has chosen to withhold it and keep the power of Orthanc. He will not serve, only command. He lives now in terror of the shadow of Mordor, and yet he still dreams of riding the storm. Unhappy fool! He will be devoured if the power of the East stretches out its arms to Isengard. We cannot destroy Orthanc from without, but Sauron, who knows what he can do. And what if Sauron does not conquer? What will you do to him? Asked Pippin. I? Nothing, said Gandalf. I will do nothing to him. I do not wish for mastery. What will become of him, I cannot say. I grieve that so much that was good now fester in the tower. Still for us things have not gone badly. Strange are the turns of fortune. Often does hatred hurt itself. I guess that even if we had entered in, we could have found few treasures in Orthanc more precious than the thing which Wormtongue threw down at us. A shrill shriek, suddenly cut off, came from an open window high above. It seems that Saruman thinks so too, said Gandalf. let us leave. They returned now to the ruins of the gate. Hardly had they passed out under the arch, when from among the shadows of the piled stones where they had stood, Treebeard and a dozen of other Ents came striding up. Aragorn, Gimli, and Legolas gazed at them in wonder. Here are 3 of my companions, Treebeard, said Gandalf. I have spoken of them, but you have not yet seen them. He named them one by one. The old Ent looked at them long and searchingly, and spoke to them in turn. Last he turned to Legolas. So you have come all the way from Mirkwood, my good elf. A very great forest it used to be. And still is, said Legolas. But not so great that we who dwell there ever tire of seeing new trees. I should dearly love to journey in Fangorn Wood. I scarcely passed beyond the eaves of it, and I did not wish to turn back. Treebeard's eyes gleamed with pleasure. I hope you may have your wish. Ere the hills be much older, he said. I will come if I have the fortune, said Legolas. I have made a bargain with my friend that if it all goes well, we will visit Fangorn together by your leave. Any elf that come with you will be welcome, said Treebeard. The friend I speak of is not an elf, said Legolas. I mean Gimli, Gloin's son here. Gimli bowed low, and the axe slipped from his belt and clattered on the ground. Ah, now, said Treebeard, looking dark-eyed at him, a dwarf and an axe-bearer. I have good will to elves, but you ask much. This is a strange friendship. Strange it may seem, said Legolas, but while Gimli lives, I shall not come to Fangorn alone. His axe is not for trees, but for Orkneys, or Fangorn, master of Fangorn Wood. 42 he hewed in the battle. Oh, come now, said Treebeard. That is a better story. Well, well, things will go as they will, and there's no need to hurry to meet them. But now we must part for a while. Day is drawing to an end, yet Gandalf says you must go ere nightfall. And the Lord of the Mark is eager for his own house. You just love my laugh, don't you? Yes, we must go, and go now, said Gandalf. I fear that I must take your gatekeepers from you, but you will manage well without them. Maybe I shall, said Treebeard, but I shall miss them. We have become friends in so short a while that I think I must be getting hasty. Growing backwards towards youth, perhaps, but they are the first new thing under the sun or moon that I have seen for many a long day. I shall not forget them. I have put their names into the long list. Ents will remember it. Ents the earthborn old as mountains, the white walkers water drinking and hungry as hunters, the hobbit children, the laughing folk, the little people. Yes, you earthling. They shall remain friends as long as leaves are renewed. Fare you well. But if you hear news up in your pleasant land, in the Shire, send me word. You know what I mean, word or sight of the Entwives. Come yourself if you can. We will, said Merry and Pippin together, and they turned away hastily. Treebeard looked at them and was silent for a while, shaking his head thoughtfully. Then he turned to Gandalf. Eh. So Saruman would not leave, he said. I did not think he would. His heart is as rotten as a black horn's. Still, if I were if I were overcome and all my trees destroyed, I would not come while I had one dark hole left to hide in. Implumstable. Yeah, 100%. No, said Gandalf, but you have not plotted to cover all the world with your trees and choke all other living things. But there it is. Saruman remains to nurse his hatred and weave again such weeps as he can. He has the key of Orthanc, but he must not be allowed to escape. Indeed, no. Ents will see to that, said Treebeard. Saruman shall not set foot beyond the rock without my leave. Ents will watch over him. Good, said Gandalf. That is what I hoped. Now I can go and turn to other matters which one cared the less. But you must be wary. The waters have gone down. It will not be enough to put sentinels around the tower, I fear. I do not doubt that there were deep ways delved under Orthanc, and that Saruman hopes to go and come unmarked. Before long, if you will undertake the labor, I beg you to pour in the waters again, and do so until Isengard remains a standing pool, or you discover the outlets. When all the underground places are drowned, and the outlets blocked, then Saruman must stay upstairs and look out the windows. Leave it to the Ents, said Treebeard. We shall search the valley from head to foot and peer under every pebble. Trees are coming back to live here. Old trees, wild trees. The watchwood we will call it. Not a squirrel will go here, but I shall know of it. Leave it to the Ents. Until 7 times the years in which he torment us have passed, we shall not tire of watching him. So yes, that was all of today. And we will see if we can find someone to raid. Yeah, I have no bonbon. Unfortunately, I have no bonbons. I don't know. Hmm. 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 Maybe. Um. Maybe. Not a lot of people are online at the moment. Yeah, I think we will go and see this person. Can you put in the rate messages, please, Earthling? Because we are going to see Darkest, a very nice artist. At the moment, he is making mushrooms. Which is kind of funny. So yes. I will be on next Sunday. And I hope to see you all there as well. And remember, there will be a promo from next week. From next Sunday. And a week from that. So I hope you all will grab your favorite bonbon. And now join me in the raid of Darkest. Have a lovely evening and a lovely day, depending on where you are, and a lovely week until we see each other next time. Bye bye.